complete transparency, I've had this for a little while. I just haven't opened it. So I didn't get it just recently, but I did get it this year. I got it a couple months ago. It's been sitting on my shelf for quite a while, just off camera, and it's something that, one, it's a holy grail for me. There was only 600 of these available, so it's something that's really not for everybody, but I honestly wish that I got it for the original price, because I ended up paying $500 for this, all in with shipping and tax and everything. It was just about $500. So this is a Manta Lab one-click box. Now there are 3 versions of this one movie inside here. They're really cool, but it's not for everybody. This is for your collector. This is a holy grail piece. And man, do I wish I would have got it for the original price of the $160. But even then, I'm not sure I would have been able to get one, because with the limited availability, like I said, this version here only had 600 copies ever made, and I have a very low number, 186. This is something that, one, I didn't think I was ever going to have in my collection. It literally was a holy grail. But then FOMO struck me, and it's something that usually, I get some FOMO on like a $30 or $50 item, but something at $500, it's such a huge price. And how many more movies or other things that I could spend that kind of money on, it just really, it took me back quite a bit. And so it's something that I waited on it for a couple days. I did a little bit more research, and then I came across this Twitter post where an eBay reseller had lust in her eyes and was like, what is a Manta Lab? And she was showing on eBay some of the sold listings or the asking prices in the thousands of dollars. So the Fight Club version of this was probably about the same. I think it was around $130 to $150 brand new, but it had recently, at that time, one had sold for $3,500, and it was out a little bit longer than this one was. This one was released, I think, in 2023, but it was like pre-sold, or it was announced in 2022. So it's something that I completely missed it. But like I said, if I tried to get this when it released, I probably wasn't going to get one. They sell out that fast, and to be, to try to get one of these, you have to be part of some kind of underground forum that is just really dedicated to this type of stuff, and they do what's called group buys, and that's a whole nother animal that I started to get into, but that's not for your average movie buyer. You want Leon, you want the professional, you want the 4K, go ahead and get the Sony release on Amazon. It's $15, I think, sometimes $25 at most, but it's something that you just want the movie, you're going to be happy. But for me, trying to collect every single version, this was a no-brainer. And at the FOMO of never being able to have one, I did pull the trigger. So this is the most expensive set that I own. It's not the most expensive set that I own, but it is the most expensive single movie that I've ever purchased. And diving into this, as I've been looking for more and more unique sets over this past year, I've come across some cool things, like something like this. This was a 4-year consideration award ceremony movie that was sent out to pick movies for the awards. So this is just a cool thing that I picked up. This was a TV trailer spot that I had picked up. So I have been looking for everything involved with some of my absolute favorite movies. I picked this up recently. It was a Japanese VCR tape for Leon. Again, one of my all-time favorites. And so some of this stuff is completely for display, but this is functional. I popped it in my VCR, and because Japan uses the same system we do, even though it had subtitles on it, it worked 100%, and it was fun to watch. So that's the journey that I'm going down, and I get that this isn't for everybody, but this is for me. And as we dive into this, having a 4K version with 3 of the exact same movies in this giant box, it's a little crazy to me. This box alone, empty, sells for about $60. And the movies inside sell for about $100 a piece. But this right here, it was just more money than I had ever spent on one single movie. It's something that, while I'm glad I did it, I never had buyer's remorse, but I don't know if I'm going to do it again anytime soon. Like I said, this was a holy grail, and we're going to dive into this now. And I'm a little shaky. This is something that I was never expecting to have. And the fact that I've had the patience long enough to, and I don't want to damage this while I open it. I've had the patience long enough to have this sit on my shelf for months without really talking about it or showing it off. Now, I did show a couple friends, but other than that, this has been pretty much just out of the camera's view. This is not opening very easy. I don't want to nick the corners. Let's see if we can't get this. Okay, got that going. Careful of the corners. And, you know, as I had recently stopped collecting steelbooks specifically, and like I said, I will always get my absolute favorite movies. So in my top 25, if the movie has a steelbook, I'm going to get it because it really is, you know, if it's a 4K, like I'm not trying to collect every single version of all of my favorite movies, but my top 5, and this one specifically. So I did pick up a protective case to keep this in because after I watch it initially, it is just going to sit on that shelf. And it's something that, well, you know, I'm excited to have this. I'm also kind of, you know, after I opened it, all of the value that it had just went out the window. And so this is something that 100% is never leaving my collection. I don't care if I need a kidney, I'm never selling this. So there it is. When you have this open like this, it's just really nice. I love the matte finish on there. And like I said, I'm going to be having this in a protective case. It's something that I've never done. I just kind of like the way things sit on the shelf, and most everything gets watched in the house. But as you open this up, that's how it sits. Just a really, really cool thing. And so we're going to open these and take this out one by one. Oof. And the very first one here is this really cool cover. I've seen this art before, really love that one. And we're going to dive into this. And as we dive into it, I'm going to take this off. And that's it. All of the value of these going out the window. I don't know if this is like a sticker or just like another lenticular that it comes with. So the Manta Lab exclusive. So it looks like that's pretty much their certification of authenticity. I think that's what it is. That's going to go inside. Also comes with these Leon stickers. I'm not a huge sticker guy, but for some reason, I don't know, I'm a big fan of the entire movie and everything that has to do with it. So somehow I would probably find a way to enjoy these because I don't really care for stickers, and usually like the little throwaway tchotchkes, not my thing. But then as we open this up, this is also sealed. So this is just a really nice thing. So if you picked up something like this and you were never going to open it, it was a display piece, they do seal everything extremely well. But I understand that this is not for everybody. And again, I don't want to damage these. Let's see if I can't. You know, because when you pull on these cellophane wrapping, sometimes you can kind of bend up the corners. And this is probably the thickest cellophane I've ever opened, or shrink wrap, or whatever you want to call that. Something really cool though. Oh wow, and outside of the wrapping it's better than I imagined. And while this movie may not be for you, they had plenty of them, and there was just one recently announced. Yep, and then the number matches the outside box. But I am hoping that they do release the Fifth Element Manta Lab one-click box, because that's something that I'm also trying to collect every single version, and they announced it, they just haven't released it yet. There hasn't been any update on it in quite a while, but something that I really would love to add to my collection. But as you pull these out, it comes with this booklet here. It has no words, all pictures. This right here is absolutely top-notch. One of my all-time, honestly, this is probably my prized possession now, without a doubt. And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to watch, you know, at least one of the discs. They're all the exact same. So I'm going to watch one of the discs, and then the whole thing's going to go back inside the storage box, and I'm probably never going to open it again. Oh God, that is just beautiful. Absolutely love it. Maybe I'll try to track down just a single one of these just to have it out and be able to use it, because this is a nice display piece. Oh, that is just gorgeous. I really was kind of done on the steelbooks because every time I order them, they come damaged. But getting it this way inside the protective box in the case, you're not getting it damaged, and it's so rare and so limited. Not everybody's going to have one of these. Oh, I love the fact that the disc art is on there. So many items don't have disc art anymore. Absolutely love that. Now, it would be cool if each disc for each thing was a little different, but I'm not asking for that. It would be cool, but that is really awesome. I love the fact that they're not double stacked. Just attention to detail and everything about this. For me, I'm a huge fan. And now, while I'm not going to start collecting Manta Lab steelbooks, if another one of my absolute all-time favorite movies ever gets released, 100% without a doubt, I will be getting it. And I'm going to try to get it day one, because I recently did kind of sign up to one of the forums that does the group buys. Now inside this here, I'm going to open this up. And oh man. So this is another little card. I don't know if it's like part of it, more tchotchkes, but in this you have all of these art cards. Something just really awesome. And again, one of my all-time favorite movies. I really might want to track down one of the cheaper single ones, just this version of the steelbook, just to have these extras, be able to frame them, because this is all going to stay together inside the box. Because I just, for me, it's so, I don't know, I spent so much money on it. I want to keep it all together. All the stuff that it came with. So there's that. Closing that up. And just an absolute gorgeous steelbook. I can't really talk more about it. I think it was just, oh man, this is just an excellent looking steelbook. Super shiny. So I understand that most people are just going to want to watch the movie and that's all they care about, and they would never spend this kind of money on it. But as a collector, this is really awesome, and the fact that it's super rare and limited means more to me than anything else. Put this all back inside here. Now we're going to open up the very next one here. And this one, it's something I wouldn't have bought on its own. Like the first one I opened, that's probably the one that I would have bought. Let's get them all out of here. So that's how the box looks, empty. Just a simple box. It has the ribbon to be able to pull these out nicely. Like I said, I've seen these empty boxes online for about $60. So you could pick one up for $60, put it on your shelf, and pretend that you spent the crazy money on this and just, kind of fake it till you make it kind of thing. But not for me. It's a holy grail. I had to have it, and I had to have it correctly. Even though it is a display piece, and I'm probably never going to open these up again, it's one of those things that it would bother me if it was an empty box the whole time. Now, as we get into this is the very next one. It's going to have all the same exact stuff in here. I want to get the wrapping off, and I want to show you what's inside. And if they are the 100% the same steelbooks, I doubt that the discs will be any different. I never thought that I would get one. I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I had the FOMO and I purchased this, because this is I'm more happy than a kid at Christmas. I thought that, maybe not a little buyer's remorse, but a little like, well, that was $500 kind of thing. But this right here, oh my gosh. Absolutely love it. And I don't know if my lights are really catching it. Really cool. Oh yeah, that is just... And I've never really gotten into the lenticular stuff, but that is really, really cool. If I were to say, it's pretty much, it's the dopest thing I have in my collection. Oh, that is awesome. So this one here, the exact same books, same book. This right here, the exact same steelbook. Oh, that is just awesome. And just to verify, maybe the discs might be different, but probably not. Like, it's like a 99% chance that it's not. Yep, exact same discs, same stuff. And the very last one, this version right here, another lenticular. I don't know if it's lenticular on the back. This was the exclusive number 57 steelbook. Same stuff. It's got the sticker, the whole nine. So that's that. Oh yeah, that is just really awesome. And on the back here, it's got a little debossing. Looks like just a very tiny bit on the back of that. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it's just a very, very slight deboss. Nothing crazy, but just enough where it gives it like a spot gloss look when the whole thing has a gloss finish. Just all-time favorite. And so this 4K has been my go-to version. I have the VHS, I have the DVDs, and I do watch those, and I watch them from time to time. Recently, I went to the in-laws, I brought my portable DVD player, and of course, I brought the DVD Leon because I couldn't not watch it, that entire week that I was up there. But this is something that, I don't know. There are people that go all in and collect Manta Labs specifically. At that price, I don't think I could ever do it, but this is just by far my absolute favorite piece in the collection. And you have the spines on all of those. So freaking cool. And this one here, it has that same kind of debossing on the front, but it does give you that spot gloss with all of this being kind of a rough finish with the matte. But really, really sharp. Oh man, absolute, it's a win for me. And then I didn't notice on the other ones, but it is debossed. So the Leon here, it goes on the inside, which is just something unique. And as I was grabbing the other ones, I didn't really notice it. Just awesome. Exact same stuff. Everything is the exact same. So if you get one of these, that's great. But for something like this movie, I had to have all three. And a lot of people are against that. But, you go back to the comic book model when we were kids, they would do variant versions, variant covers, and they would release multiple different versions of the exact same comic just with different covers. That's all this is. But I'm an adult now, and I have a little bit more money to spend. My hobby is different, and this is something that I really wish that I got that original price. But I'm very glad to have this in my collection. And that $500, that was really capping it out. There's a few other Holy Grail pieces in the collection that are for the collection that I would love to add. But the reality is I'm probably not going to get them anytime soon, and they're not even as expensive as this because I think it's a little bit ludicrous to pay the scalper prices. But this is something I just had to have, and it really was that really expensive Fight Club set that just sold that kind of made me pull the trigger. And I just wanted to do the video right and just show this off. So this is something that it's, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I absolutely love it. And then like somebody's going to be upset that I spent my money on this, but like I've seen baseball memorabilia go for the thousands of dollars and people aren't really complaining. This is my hobby. This is my thing. But let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of everything. But with that, remember to watch a movie today, and I'll catch you guys next time.